Hi folks, and welcome back to this week's video. It's Mark here from Digital Groove Online, and I'm just touching on a comment from one of the followers from last week. Karan, hopefully I've said the name right, and they've asked for a video around vocal mixing. And today we're going to look at one of the tracks I've produced with one of my students, and we'll just jump into Ableton Live right now. And it's just a single vocal. It's a sort of a progressive, deep sort of track, and it has that personal Jesus, Eric Prydz type vibe on the vocal. And I'm going to just turn off the vocal processing. And there's not an awful lot that goes on to this. You know, the most important thing is that the vocal becomes more present within your mix, and more forward and clearer, so that people can hear it and sing along to it or sort of groove along to it, depending whether it's completely audible or not. This vocal sample in particular, it's not a really clear singy type vocal, and I'll give you a quick run through on it here and let you listen to it, and then I'll just show you the processing that I've done to bring it forward in the mix. So let's have a play and listen to the vocal on its own. It's a deadly dance, it's life I lead, but I'm a king in my own way. So it's a little bit strange, and it's in its own right, where it sounds a little bit wavy and glitchy. It's not very heavy with regards to bass elements within the vocal, but I do sort of clean them up anyway and take them off. So let's have a listen to it in context with the track. And I'm just going to turn the effects on here as it loops background. So there we have the processing chain turned on whenever it looped back on itself, and all of a sudden the vocal becomes more present and further forward in the mix. There's not any delay or reverb on this actual vocal. It's just a bit of EQing and some compression. So if I turn those off again and I solo it and hit play, the first thing that I added was a gentle squeeze. It's a preset within Ableton Live itself. Let me just type that in, gentle squeeze, there we go. And I watched a video, and there's a sort of a tech house and deep style group called My Friend, and they have a good tutorial online, and they use this quite a bit, and I was impressed with it, so I started using it myself, and just pushing the ratio up and down and pulling the actual threshold down here with the makeup gain turned on will level out the peaks and louden the volume as well. So let's just bring it back here, and we'll push it in, and we can see the gain reduction on this line here. So this is whenever the gain reduction kicks in, it will pop down just below that line. So I'll just hit play now. It's a deadly dance, it's life I lead, but I'm a king in my own way. Playing on the scene, so raise a glass for the ones we've lost. In this world of lethal love and dirty drugs, so raise a glass for the ones we've lost. In this world of lethal love and dirty, so I keep grinding and that's me just turning that on and off. And basically what it's doing is making the quiet parts louder and not letting the loud parts go past a certain threshold, so it doesn't get louder at the same time. So the quieter parts become louder and the louder parts are closer together to those quieter parts, which makes the vocal sound a bit more full and more present whenever you play it in the mix on its own without any EQ. So we'll keep this turned on for now and play it without the EQ, and I'll turn it on and off, and you'll see even adding the compression to it will bring it further forward in the mix. And it's not the same as just turning the volume up, because you're bringing the lower these lower parts of the audio file more in line with these louder parts, so the actual sample itself sounds a lot more fuller. The next thing I added after that was just a light vocal preset, and again this is in here, and if I drag it in, you can see that it's already thereabouts, and just a bit of tweaking was done after that. Now there's no stopping you putting in a normal EQ. And just playing the vocal, rolling off those. In this world of lethal love and dirty drugs, so raise a glass for those. And then we can just group those together and turn them on and off again. And then we'll play it all in context now, and we will turn it off and on. So there we go. In response to the other video, I didn't want to make it overcomplicated with a crazy effects chain. I just wanted to show you that subtle compression and EQ can bring the mix, can bring the vocal forward in that mix, and really that's all there is to it. We could add some delays or some reverbs on the return channels here, blend them in and EQ them as well, but just for this particular track it wasn't really required. I just wanted the vocal to be more present, because if I turn off the actual chain itself and listen to it, there is reverbs baked into the actual, and I quite liked how it sounds. So all it needed was just to tame those little dynamic peaks that go up and down where the quieter parts become a little bit lost, and some EQ just to get rid of the low end and boost some of those mid ranges there to make the vocal a bit more present and a little bit more air towards the top. And for me that sounds nice. Audibly it's not really recognizable what they're trying to say during the track, but that's not the aim of this type of vocal. As I say, it's like that Personal Jesus, Eric Prydz style vocal. As soon as we heard it, we were like, we'll have to use that in the track. So it was just about making it present and danceable too, so you understand the rhythm to the vocal and some of the words that come out along the way. So hope you enjoyed that, and as I say, on all of my videos you can leave a comment just below, and I'll try and do videos that help people out, let me know what you're struggling with. And of course you can book one-to-one sessions with me as well, and if you'd like to open that chat with me, you can go to digitalgrooveonline.com and hit me up in the contact section. Okay, until next week, cheers.